So, welcome to this is unscripted. I want to have a discussion here. That is I want to just talk about because I get ideas about artificial intelligence and the large language models that we have now, and the solutions to solve the problems. Um, so to put it simply, when a user starts asking very tough questions, questions that are hard to answer, maybe just very technical at least, such as an engineering question, um, the AI tends to be very confident when it's wrong. And so I would understand that most people that hear about and use and have seen and heard about is these AI language models don't really understand what the training means, um, and kind of how it works under the hood. Um, but although that's a whole discussion in and of itself, just know that I study this and I want to try to figure out, is my logical findings or conclusions something that can realistically be applied to AI. We're in the age of the large the large models that basically study all the texts, and then they release them so that you can use them to try to help you with things. But basically the issue that is happening now, not to make this too overly long, this specific idea here, but the problem is that the AI hallucinates. And what does that mean? That means that the AI is coming up with something very confidently, telling you it's true and correct. This is the answer you're looking for, but it actually is making something up. And since you don't have the expertise, you may not even see that's wrong, because it's based on something that is just completely wrong, but it sounds completely correct. And a lot of people have gotten into trouble because they've taken what an AI has said and tried to apply it to something like their job or something, and found out that it's completely wrong. So, but getting to the solution of how can you really how can you really help the AI, that is, improve the AI, fix the AI, have the AI not hallucinate. And so if I look at AI as a person, right, I think, okay, AI does all this thinking and it comes out with output, it comes up with an answer, but there can be systems in place, and there are already systems in place. For example, AI already have rules in place that don't allow it to say certain things or go down certain paths. Even though people can trick the AI, they keep improving the AI to get corrected on this and not do things they're not allowing the AI to do. So it's all about systems, and eventually you can lock it tight, very tight, that it's not going to stray when it's doing something it's not supposed to do. And the thing that I kind of like think that the way the AI can be controlled, so to speak, is that when the AI has to understand that its answer is the answer is a hallucination. I can't believe that the AI would come to some answers and then not understand that its answers are not based in reality, because clearly there's an imagination, there's a creativity portion of AI, And I know that it has to use its base knowledge plus, imagination and creativity to come up with, answers that have never existed before. But it also has to use, you know, foundation of knowledge and those types of things. So basically, the AI has to know that the person requesting information is serious. They're not looking for a humorous answer. They're not looking for a fantasy answer. They're looking for a serious answer. So that's one of the key things. They're talking to a serious person. Perhaps an engineer is asking them an engineering question. So why would that be taken as a joke unless it had some additional context, right? So that's kind of the idea. The AI understands it's a serious request, then it goes into the answer, it tries to create a serious response. But beyond that, it has to have a rule in place. It has to have something in place. It needs a system, and that system is if the AI understands that the answer is a hallucination. And I don't know that if that's the case. It could be that if the AI really thinks the hallucination is real, and that's what the so if the case is that the AI believes that the hallucination is real, you can have simpler systems that go look for the facts and verify the facts, so to speak. So the thing about this is they don't like these additional systems because it makes it slower to respond. But I look at this as this question could solve a very important problem, and it needs more processing. And that's the thing. You can't just have a free AI that's extremely good quality that is going to have these additional systems, because then it's going to take too much processing power. So you have to charge money or have subscription or have it subsidized or something, right? But let's just say we have the processing power and you can reasonably get the answer very quickly, right? So it has these additional systems, so the idea is that if it doesn't know that you have subsystems, I guess, right? You're thinking about a subsystem that is purely looking at the knowledge and coming up and trying to check and say, does this make sense or not? So then if there's a issue with that, the AI can come back around and say, no, I can't do this as the answer. It might even say, I came up with something that is not realistic. But obviously, you don't want even that. I mean, that has to be in a loop, right? It has to meet that and come back around so as to not waste time. And, a human at first is going to be okay with it saying, I made up something that doesn't work in real life. It's not realistic. It's a hallucination. I'm going to go back and try again. And it has to go back and do it a different way. It absolutely can't answer the same way. And it has to somehow change its answer to make things work in real life and not be hallucinations. So that is it, but I guess the other thing that I was thinking of originally is it helps when you talk through this, because the answers maybe they come through. But basically, does the AI know that it's making hallucinations and giving you the answer as if it's fact, and it's confident about it, even though it's wrong? It knows it's wrong, but it's still giving you the answer. That is a problem of an AI that's just not a good person, was what we would say, right? AI that doesn't deliver the answer in a truthful manner and makes hallucinations up and says, yeah, that hallucination, that's the answer. And I think maybe I even know that answer is so technical, I'm going to give it to you and you're not going to know that something's wrong. So this is getting to the solution the wrong way. So that's just my thoughts on that. Obviously this is very superficial, but I wonder if it's interesting and worth talking about. So I'd love to See if you think that's a good, you know, way of thinking about a possible solution. You can obviously let your feelings be known with a thumbs up or thumbs down, and feel free to put some comments down there. And we're always talking about making podcasts. It's very difficult to get the schedules together, get the equipment, and have people in the right frame of mind to do the whole podcast thing. But I have my time periods where I get ideas. So thanks for listening. Hit subscribe if you think that was interesting. And I'll see if I make more videos.